Scale Atlas Practice Demonstration. We've also covered how to practice these scales in other sections. The most basic method is to run the scale play from the lowest note to the highest, then back down from the highest to the lowest. Alright, let's demonstrate how to practice them. First is the fretboard notes. All are note names and you can read them aloud as you play. For the right hand, you can pluck the strings with a pick or your fingers. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Then go back down from the high notes. G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. Did you notice? I played up for 4 beats and played back down also for 4 beats. So in this shape there are 17 notes total, up and down. When we play back and forth we don't repeat any notes and this forms an 8-beat cycle. Let's try again. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. And that's the end. So it's a cycle that you can practice repeatedly. Once you're familiar with it, you can play it faster. This is totally fine. The second fret position starts with F, and it's the same. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G. Let's do it again. Okay, the third one starts with G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 3, 4. Alright, just now when I counted the beats was there for notes per beat. One full cycle is 8 beats. The next one starts at the 5th fret. Play A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B. The next one starts with B at the 7th fret. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Alright, the next one starts with C at the 8th fret. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D. The last fret position starts with D at the 10th fret. D, E, F, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. They can all be played in a cycle after reaching the 12th fret. It's actually the same as the first shape. We just treat the notes at the 12th fret as the open strings of the first shape, meaning it overlaps with the first shape. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. When we reach the 13th fret, it's exactly the same as F at the first fret. This is the practice for fretboard notes. For this fretboard note practice, note names are relatively fixed on the fretboard. They don't change. If a note is A, it will always be A. So we can't move the positions of fretboard notes. They belong to specific frets, and that's where they stay. Alright, next let's look at the natural major scale shapes. These 7 natural major scale shapes actually match the earlier fretboard note practice. They're the same in the key of C. However, for these natural major scale shapes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 can be moved back and forth. Moving it changes the key, which we covered earlier. Alright, let's now play the first shape in the key of D. Where is the key of D? Find D on the 5th string. It's here, so we start here and can practice in a cycle. This is the key of D. Then moving back to frets, we switch to the key of E. We already covered the principle of key changes earlier, so we won't go into detail here. That means we can practice these 7 natural major scale shapes anywhere on the fretboard. Here or here, it's fine, but when playing, you need to know which key scale you're playing. It's not just about practicing your hands, your mind needs to keep up too. And here, this is the key of C. We just look at the position of the root note. The third one starts with the 5th note, 5. Placing it here makes it the key of D. The practice method is the same as for fretboard notes, except this can be moved and changed to different keys, while fretboard notes are fixed to specific frets. The 4th one is the same as the corresponding fretboard note shape, and this is the key of C now. Now that this shape is placed here, we look at this position. It's A, so what I just played was the key of A. Okay, let's keep playing A with the next shape. Place your middle finger on a. This is shape 5. And this is also the key of A. Then the next shape is also in A. And the last shape is also in A. But for this shape, its tonic root note is on the 4th string. It's not on the 6th or 5th strings. So we can focus on the 4th string. If you're not familiar with the note names on the 4th string, you can also count back to frets on the 6th string. For example, when playing the key of A, to play this shape, we start 2 frets above us, starting here. This is the scale for this shape. The 3 notes per first string shape is actually based on the earlier 7 shapes, but with 3 notes on each string. A good way to practice this note pattern is to use 16ths or triplets. Let's practice all of it with 16ths now. The first one starts with the 3rd note, so it's the E shape. Let's still play the key of D for C major. It's here. That's C major. Now let's start playing D major, starting with D here. All as 16ths. Then the key of E. You can play it anywhere. Let's stick to D major for the next one, starting with the fourth note. Pay attention to the fingering and where your fingers press. Next, the G shape starts with the fifth note. Next, start with the sixth note. Next, for D major, we start with the seventh note like this. Or we can switch keys, since I can only play this shape in D major here. Let's find D, but now let's play G major instead, playing it here, alright. Next, start with the root note. This is G major now. The last one starts with the second note, or you could say the tonic is on the fourth string. This is the tonic. Okay, this is the 3 notes per first string shape. Next is the natural minor scale. In fact, the fingering for the natural minor scale is exactly the same as that of the natural major scale. But because it's a minor scale, we treat the minor scale's tonic as the root R. The flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7 notes we're looking at now all relate to the root note. The playing method is exactly the same as the natural major scale, but we need to pay attention to the different root note positions. For the first shape, if it's a minor, the root is the open A on the 5th string, so we start with A. Isn't this exactly the same as C major? If we place it here with the tonic here, it becomes B minor. Alright, let's focus on the minor scale's tonic. For the next shape, we'll still play a minor. It's exactly the same as C major. Alright, the third one. This is the tonic. The fourth one is a very commonly used shape. Next. Then the one after that. It's a bit hard to match this shape with a chord, but we can add a minor 7th chord. Alright, the last one. This is a minor 7th chord, and it works. Next are the major pentatonic scale and minor pentatonic scale. These two scales also have exactly the same shapes, only the positions of their tonics differ, as well as the relationship between each note and the tonic. Of course, if it's major. It's C major. If it's minor, they are relative major and minor keys. So for this practice, let's combine the major and minor scales to practice the second shape. For the major scale, it's like this, corresponding to this chord. For the minor scale, we can only use this one, because for this G shape there's basically no minor triad shape for it. It's really hard. Alternatively, we can use this chord to understand it. The third shape is the very common G shape chord. Then the minor scale. This is the tonic. Next, this is a C chord major, with the same fingering. This is A minor. The last one is a C chord in the D shape. The next one is minor. So we can only use this one. Alright, let's use this chord to illustrate. This is a minor triad corresponding to a minor chord or minor scale. We use this minor 7th chord, because it's really hard to convert this C shape into a minor triad. Because when we use minor triads for minor chords, the three commonly used shapes are the E shape, A shape, and D shape. Namely E chord, then E minor chord, then a minor chord, D chord, then D minor chord. These three are the most common. The G shape and C shape are rarely used for minor chords, because to form them, we need to change the root and third notes to flat third notes, I root, flat third, fifth root. This is the third note and open strings can't be flattened. If I want to use this shape, I can't handle the second string. It requires a full barre or partial barre. This is also a minor triad, but it's really hard, so this fingering is rarely used. For chord variations, the most common ones are the E shape, E minor shape, A shape, and D shape. Okay, next is the blues scale. Let's first play the key of C. This is C major blues scale. Following the same logic, this is the minor blues scale. They also have the same shape. They are relative major and minor keys with exactly the same fingering. Okay, the next shape. Its tonic is here. For the minor scale, tonic is here. I can use this chord, but it's really hard. This is a dominant 7th chord. The third shape. We can also use a dominant 7th chord here. This is major, C major. For the minor scale, it's the same fingering. But its tonic is this note, which is A. Next. C major blues scale. A minor blues scale. The last shape. We can also use this chord. Then the minor blues scale with the same shape. As you can see, every time we play the major blues scale or minor blues scale, we always end with the dominant 7th chord. So this is a characteristic of blues music. Whether it's major or minor, dominant 7th chords are always used. These are the practice demonstrations for the scale atlas. When we practice, we can not only practice the key of C but also change keys to play other keys. For example, if we play G major or E minor, let's see which shapes to use and which fret positions they're in. The shapes repeat again. Alright, this is the practice method for the scale atlas.